In the heart of the dense forest, where sunlight struggled to penetrate the thick canopy of ancient trees, there stood a beautifully secluded hunting cabin. Home to many tales of horror and tragedy, it had long been abandoned and forgotten by most. It lay dormant, waiting patiently for the arrival of unsuspecting souls who would dare to enter its forsaken realm. One stormy night, as the heavens unleashed a torrential downpour, a young adventurer named Jack found himself lost amidst the labyrinth of towering trees. The rugged wilderness had swallowed him whole, leaving him disoriented and desperate for shelter. Fatigued and drenched to the bone, he stumbled upon the decrepit hunting cabin. Relieved to discover a refuge from the relentless storm, Jack cautiously pushed open the creaking door. The inside was submerged in darkness, and the only source of light came from jagged cracks in the rotten wooden walls. With each step he took, the floorboards groaned beneath his weight, unsettling his already anxious heart. Sighing with a mix of relief and trepidation, Jack decided to make himself comfortable for the night. He hoped the storm would pass by morning, allowing him to find his way back home. Sitting by a dim candle, the soft flickering of the flame mimicking his uneasiness, he tried to ignore the oppressive atmosphere that seemed to suffocate the cabin's interior. Lost in his own thoughts, Jack was startled by a series of sharp knocks on the cabin door. His breath caught in his throat as the rain pounded relentlessly against the window panes. Fear consumed him, every nerve on edge as he reluctantly approached the door, his hand shaking as he grasped the rusty doorknob. As the door cracked open, a sudden gust of wind swept into the cabin, extinguishing the candle and plunging the room into complete darkness. A spine-chilling echo reverberated through the cabin as a chorus of inhuman voices whispered eerie warnings hidden within the howling wind. Jack's blood turned to ice as he realized he was not alone in the woods. Devoid of sight, Jack stumbled blindly through the claustrophobic cabin, his hands desperately groping for an escape. But every door he attempted to open led to another room, as if the cabin itself had conspired against him. The once comforting scent of nature outside turned foul and putrid, suffocating him with every breath. The storm raged on, matching the frantic pounding of Jack's heart. Beads of cold sweat dripped down his forehead as he retreated deeper into the horrifying unknown. Shadows danced menacingly around him, whispering the unspoken fears of all who had been swallowed by the cabin's sinister secrets. Just as hope began to fade, an ethereal figure materialized before Jack. A lost soul who had met a grim fate within these woods, now seeking company in his solitude. The figure warned Jack of the cabin's curse, one that would seal his fate for eternity if he did not escape. With a voice like the slow decay of nature itself, the figure urged Jack to flee while he still could. Driven by sheer terror, Jack fought through the darkness, finally reaching the cabin's entrance. As the door swung open, the torrential rain struck him with a force he had never felt before. He sprinted blindly, branches and thorns cutting at his skin, as if the forest too had turned against him. Finally, catching a glimpse of a familiar road, he stumbled out of the woods and collapsed onto the wet asphalt. Panting heavily, Jack looked back at the haunted cabin, its malevolent presence lingering on the edge of the forest. He swore he could hear its ominous whispers even beyond those trees. And as he recollected the terrifying ordeal, he vowed never to return to the woods during a storm, a stark reminder of the dangers that lie hidden within the dark embrace of nature.